All right, so what we're gonna do is like some basic shapes so that you can learn how to use the software, get a feel for the software. Some basic geometric shapes, some circles, some cylinders, cubes, and things of that sort. So let me see what everybody's screen looks like. Click on the yellow eye up there, the yellow eye. So you just click on the yellow eye for Autodesk Inventor, and your screen will come up something similar to mine. We're going to navigate through how to start the software. You can always save your progress, and we can make different parts and assemble them into one whole. But you know, we're just going to start with some basics today. And once you get a preliminary idea for your robot, then you'll be able to take that sketch and put it into the software. And if ever you have questions, Cedric and Montavious behind you, they're in my classes, they're also on team 4730. They're very good at CAD, and they'll be able to actually answer any questions that you may have. So when everybody, they're working on our design, so I don't want to bother them.
Well, can they help these other guys?
They can definitely help out.
Kind of splice yourself up in the front. Come on, Juan. And
so if you can, if your screen is already
Come on,
here,
Cedric.
just hit close for me
I'll put her in.
and
You
go
got
up and
Carlos.
click on new.
come on, Juan. Come on, big can.
Yes.
Brendan, come on. You ain't sitting better. Come on. Right up front. Right up front. Right there in the middle between Geronda and Dexter. They're gonna help you. Miss Mallory's gonna show y'all how to do some. Right there, Brendan.
Oh, I need a chair.
Huh?
I need a chair.
Oh, you need a chair? Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Okay, so you should be at this screen right now. What I want you to do is click on English. That's going to make sure that we're able to get into inches. Click on English, and then you'll see a little cube over at the side that says Standard IPT. Once you've selected those two, then you can click Create at the bottom. So I'm going up to then I'm going to click Standard IPT. And going to go to Create at the bottom.
CA125. Somebody help Cedric out over there.
And guys, help me out because I can't see the screen from there. So I'm gonna hold.
It's the same as your screen.
Okay, so by now, should everyone? Oh, the rush just went straight to sketch. And it didn't give me a plan. Everybody's just go straight to sketch? Straight to sketch, straight to sketch. Okay, cool.
Should be 2014.
No, because mine lets us select the plane first.
Ah, okay.
Like Miss Mallory, they didn't go straight to sketch.
It didn't go straight to sketch?
No.
Hers did.
Mine went straight to sketch. His didn't go straight to sketch. Oh. It's right here. The icon.
Didn't sketch. Oh, she was on that one. Okay.
Not the word, but the icon. It's create to do sketch. Okay, I want you to click on, see, mine's a little different. Click on that plane right here. Yeah, XY. And at the bottom corner of your screen, you should say where it says YX. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do just a basic cylinder. If you would look up at your ribbon at the top of the screen, that's your ribbon, you should see line, circle, arc, rectangle, things of that sort. Those are your draw commands. So what I want you to do now is select the rectangle draw command, and you should see the yellow dot in the middle of the screen. That's your origin point. That's where we primarily start all of your drawings. So I want you to click that yellow dot in the middle of your screen and drag your mouse out either to the left or to the right, it doesn't matter. And you should see that there's a rectangle showing up on your screen. After you see your rectangle, I want you to click somewhere after you decide how big or how small you want it. I want you to click somewhere on the screen, so now you have your rectangle. What we're going to do next is dimension. And dimension means to give it size measurements. So if you go over, you should see where it says dimensions at the top of the screen on your ribbon. I want you to click that. we're going to dimension this rectangle to make it a specific size. So I want you to click on the left vertical line of your rectangle. Click on the left vertical line of your rectangle, and you'll see that there's a number that comes up with a few arrows. When you see those numbers, find somewhere to place it and just click. And when I click, your number should turn white. In most cases, if your numbers don't turn white, it'll give you the option to change your numbers. What we're gonna do now is add a specific number to that measurement. So if you click on your numbers, it'll say dimension edit. Does everybody see dimension edit? If I need to slow down, let me just slow down. Edit dimension, dimension edit, same thing. All right, so we're just gonna make the left side 0.5. I want you to repeat the same steps for the bottom of the rectangle, selecting the bottom line. Find somewhere to place your dimension. You're gonna click the number again, and we're gonna change that to the number 2. So you know you should have a long, narrow rectangle on your screen. Is everybody there? So I'm gonna move forward. Now we've just learned how to use one geometric shape and to how to change the size of that geometric shape. So up on the top of your ribbon, you should see a green check mark that says Finish Sketch. I want you to click that green check mark. Notice that on the top right-hand corner of your screen, you have a view cube, and right now that cube should say front. You're looking at the front view of the object. Well, what I would like for you to do is click on the very top right-hand corner of that cube. It's going to change the view of the rectangle on your screen. You click on the very top right-hand corner of that cube. It's going to allow you to view things from a different angle. From there, look up on your ribbon, and you should see an icon that says Extrude. You should see an icon that says Extrude. It's right next to Box and Revolve. If you click that icon, you should see that your rectangle has thickness. Does everybody's rectangle have thickness? From there, if you have your extrude properties, you can tell the computer how wide or how narrow or how thick or how thin you want your object to be. So right now, we're gonna extrude it out to about 4 inches. So you should see the number 1. You'll change the number 1 to the number 4 and then press OK. You'll see that your rectangle has now changed size. It's a solid block. Does everybody have it before I move forward? Now, after you get an initial solid block, this part of the design process you can start to make your chassis from. So if you're going to have a long, narrow chassis, you'd start with something like this and you're putting it into CAD in your design process. You'll eventually start a new sketch, but your new sketches can only be made from flat surfaces. In most cases, there are parts of your robot that you may want to be rounded off, but you cannot draw on a rounded surface with this software. Well, you can, but that's a long story and I'm not going to confuse you right now. All right. So what I want you to do next, I want you to click on the right face of your rectangle. If you click on the right face of it, it should turn blue. If you click on the right face of it, it should turn blue, and you should see 3 icons that pop up. The first one, if you hover over the first icon, it should say Edit Extrude. Your next one should be Edit Sketch. The third one should be Create Sketch. I want you to click on that third icon because now we're going to create a new sketch. Over on your view cube, if it hasn't done so already, I want you to click on the right side of the view cube. So now you're looking at the right face of your rectangle. Using the same steps as before, we're going to select the rectangle icon and start from the origin point. Remember that your origin point is the little yellow dot on the screen. Start from the origin point, and we're going to draw a very tall rectangle. Doesn't matter how tall you make it, we're just going to draw a very tall rectangle. After you draw your rectangle, I want you to dimension your top line to 0.25. One period. I did everything that I did not want to do. We should make it 6 inches tall and 0.25 with thickness.
What you say the top line was?
The top line should be 0.25. So this is gonna kind of make a backboard of the preliminary idea that we're doing. 0.25 wide and 6 inches tall. I'm gonna stop here until everybody gets it.
I had to calm down.
So after you're done drawing the shape that you wanted to draw, what do you do next? I'm totally not talking to myself. After you're done drawing what you want to draw, what do you do next?
Click. Oh, you talking.
Somebody, anybody,
Anybody, stop, you go.
anybody.
Finish sketch.
Click your green check mark for finish sketch. If you want to change the view, I want you to